Hi everybody, this is Believe What, also known as Yam Juice, and I've got a gameplay on the map Villa, where I go 23-7, but this video is not about the gameplay. I am using my my other account, MW3 Noob, but what I want to talk about is talk a little bit more about the concept of ego. This is part 2 of my Human Nature series. So when I talked about ego, I referred to it as as something that's universal. We're not talking about egomaniacs or somebody who's got an overactive ego. We're talking about just the kind of ego that maybe psychologists would refer to. I think everybody is the same. This is a fundamental aspect of human nature, is that we want to protect our ego. Now, the most interesting example of this I would cite would be the idea of being in love. Now, when you're in love with somebody, you might think you just love everything about that person. That person makes you feel good. Well, the actual here's what I think. Love is the kind of thing where you're in love with somebody because they make you feel like you love yourself. They allow you to feel good about you. Somebody who's compatible with you, they complement your the aspects of your personality that you like, and maybe they diminish the aspects of your personality that you're not very crazy about. So that allows you to like you more, to have more self-esteem. It increases your ego. It holds it up. So if you're going after some girl and she spurns you, let's say that she turns you down or she breaks up with you, you're going to be heartbroken. Part of heartbreak is the fact that your ego is hurt, it's damaged, and it's very difficult to deal with your ego being damaged. It's like, what did I do? Do I not measure up? I've been I've suffered a loss. The same thing applies to your friendships. You have friendships, like you might have a best friend, and probably that person is somebody you can relate to, that makes you the most likable you that you can be. I mean, that you like yourself when you're around that person. You're free to be you, and that makes you feel good. People will be friends with a lot of different people. It's easier to be friendly than it is to be hostile to somebody. But when it comes to somebody who's close to you, you're going to find somebody who keeps your own ego feeling good about itself. And also, if you are ever betrayed by a friend, or if you feel that you've been betrayed by a friend, that is something that creates very strong emotions. The ego is just not able to deal with these kinds of things. So also, because the ego has to be protected, a lot of times people will be kind of delusional about a lot of different things. I mean, for example, let's just talk about it in terms that some of you people would relate to a lot, and that would be like video games. Somebody thinks that they're like an awesome, Call of Duty player, or that that maybe somebody else is cheating or hacking because they're doing really well. You don't want to feel like you're doing something and you're failing at it, because it hurts your ego. So if you're really good at playing a game, you're going to be thinking that that's the greatest attribute that a person can have, is to be good at video games. If you're not terribly good at video games, you're probably going to take the opinion that, like, well, it's just a game, it doesn't really matter, you can't take it to the bank. So it's just a matter of of your perspective on it. So you know, some people, like, they rage and they complain, and the reason they do that is because they you know, they're doing badly as something that they care about, and they just have to protect, you know, their sense of self. Another aspect of the ego is the idea of hypocrisy. Now, it's that you know, if you do something, you know, that's bad, it's a terrible thing. You know, you're an awful person, and if you do the same exact thing, you know, you've got justified reasons for doing that. You always are in the right, and if somebody crosses you or has a problem with that, then they're wrong. If somebody else does the same exact kind of thing that that you're talking about here, you'll feel like they're a jerk, they're wrong, you know, they're misunderstanding something, whereas you yourself are justified. Another aspect of ego is the idea of humility. Now, you know, you might be a braggart, puffing up, you know, your achievements or your abilities or things that happen to you that are interesting, but you also might be very humble. Now, you know, if you have humility, it's a way of, you know, stressing that you're kind of it doesn't really affect you. And I think most people, you know, would prefer a person who's got a humble attitude rather than someone who's a bragging type of a person. But it's possible that humility could be a way to, you know, sort of diminish the importance of areas that you maybe are not that good at, or if you're good at it, you can seem sort of extra cool by, like, not making too big of a deal of it. Anyway, this series is going to continue. So the idea of ego is a big one, and it's kind of difficult to completely you know, talk about everything about that. But this series is still, you know, going to be about the idea of human nature. And you know, while we are, you know, while we do have differences in some things about our lives and our likes, our dislikes, our abilities, deep down we are all human, and we share a fundamentally human nature. And this gameplay is just about over, and I go 23-7 here, and my team loses, but you know, it wasn't my fault. I did pretty good. So anyway, there's my ego coming out. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to you know, subscribe, you won't have to miss an episode. Thanks.